Alright everybody, welcome back to the weekend roundup. We're going to take a look and see what happened last week and then see if we can figure out what we're going to be headed into this week coming up. Now this week coming up, we know that the markets were moving higher, then they had a little bit of a pullback towards the weekend, and then we're expecting maybe a little bit of follow through on Monday, but not a lot. Expecting most of them to come back and retest those previous highs. And so we'll point those out as we get to the charts. But in the meantime, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, okay? We need to get this out to as many people as we can, and then we can only do that without your help. So let's get to it. So we got 5 days coming up. So let's take a look and see how we're going to start off on Monday morning and then head into the week. And then we'll do our midweek tweak. So look for that video coming up too. So like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video. And when we do our midweek tweak and we talk about the stock that we're playing and what direction we're going to head. All right, so let's take a look at the major stocks, and then we can try to find us a stock that we might want to play. All right, so that'd be towards the end of the video. All right, so let's get it going. Let's go. First up is going to be our S&P, and of course our S&P is trying to push higher. It was running into a little bit of resistance here at this previous high, and so now we're trying to push through now. So we're going to look and see, maybe we might get a little bit pushed higher and come back and retest for the support area. We want to retest the support area and make sure it's a good area of support before heading higher. We don't want to get tricked and thinking it's going to go higher and then it draws and falls off on us. Okay, so let's wait for the pullback and for the green sign that we're going higher before we decide that we're all in on this particular trade. Okay, we got the 20-day coming up underneath to act as support. And oh, what did I do? What did I do? I did not mean to do that. Doggone it. Let's see. Right. Cancel. Darn it. I got rid of my 20-day. Here's how you go get your 20-day simple moving average. You go up to studies. This is the ThinkorSwim platform. You go up to studies. Go over to the studies area. Type in what you're looking for. I'm going to type in simple because I'm looking for the simple moving average right here. All right, I'm going to add that selected. Then I'm going to go over here. This is the new one that was just selected. Right, I deleted my 20, so I'm going back and put my 20 back in. I got a moving exponential of the 8, and I got a simple moving average of the 8. Now I kind of wanted to have both of those because I wanted to see what they would do together. All right, then I have the moving exponential for the 200, and I should have had a simple for the 200 as well. So let me add another simple. All right, so one of these is going to be our 20, and one's going to be our simple moving average 200. All right, now we can kind of see the difference between the two. All right, let's go. Let's see. So we got our 9 here, which we want to change. So we hit our little wheel, change that 9 to a 20. All right, and we're going to change the color from blue to green, and we're going to change the width of it to a 3. All right, and we hit OK, and then we're going to go to our next one. We're going to change that to a 200 simple moving average, and do the same thing. Delete the 9, add the 200, and change the color. Those are always going to be white, and we're going to make them a 5 because the 200 is our most strongest of our moving averages, in my opinion. All right, so we hit OK, apply, and OK, and we got our 20-day back. And we also have the 200 moving, simple moving, and moving exponential, and the 150 all down here together. So we know there's a lot of support underneath here following us as we skyrocket. Okay, so again, S&P, look for that support and go higher, and not the support and break down. All right, next up is Bitcoin, and Bitcoin continues to look weak. We got the 20-day coming over to act as resistance. Got the 200, 150, and the 200s and 150 coming up underneath to act as a support. So look for these winds to come underneath to support us to help lift our wings higher if we continue to fall lower. All right, next up is going to be the oil, and oil continues to sell off. Had a little bit of bounce here, only got about 50% up, just right about this line here that I put in, and then it sold off again. All right, next up is going to be Ethereum, and Ethereum is doing, trying to pull back a little bit, going to retest the support area, and then we'll see what happens at 4,100 if we can find support and go back higher, or if we're going to find support and fall off. Next up is going to be gold, and gold is continuing to push higher. Nice big bars coming through on gold. Now we're starting to stumble a little bit in here, so I don't mind that too much, but it is something to be aware of. All right, let's duplicate this one, and I probably don't want to duplicate. Oh, yeah, we can. All right, drop that all right there. That's our considered our new high for now. All right, but we want to see we may continue to push higher, or we may come back retest with support because we didn't really check this out for support. We just kind of blew right through it and kept going up. All right, so we may be getting ready to turn around, come back, check for support before going higher. So just pay attention to how we open up in the week. We go up and push up higher, and it looks like it's starting to struggle. Then be careful. We may, want to turn around and come back and check for some support. We're getting kind of outstretched here, where we see our 200s are starting to separate, our 150 is separating, our 20 is separating, and now our eights are separating. Okay, so we're getting a lot of distance here with these separations, so be careful. We may need to come back and check in before heading back out again. Next up is going to be natural gas, and natural gas continues to sell off. Got a little bounce back up here to retest this area in here where this big bar came through, and then where our support area or previous high turned into support is now acting as resistance. So be careful with this one. We may continue to sell off, or we may come back down in here, check in and take off again, retest this and go on higher, or come back and retest and so on and so forth. We may just keep playing around in here. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. We got this over here resistance of the 200s and the 150 coming in. So these wins may be enough to force us back down and take that overhead pressure and push it down in here. So keep an eye on that as we move forward into time. Next up is NASDAQ, and the NASDAQ continues to look like it wants to go higher. It's got a nice little support area in here. Okay, so we're gonna make that a little thicker. Alright, and let's move it just a little bit lower. About right there. Alright, so we're gonna call that our support area. Let's see, we got a price on the right. Nah, price doesn't really matter. It's NASDAQ, so 23,000 or better or lower or whatever. It looks like it's about 23,000. So we'll leave that alone as far as the price is concerned. We know we're going to go higher to retest this previous high, and that's what we're looking for. Nice green bar here, taking out this doji here, and we're pushing into it. But we still have this doji. Didn't take out this doji. This doji still ran into a resistance up here. Couldn't quite get through this 23 or almost 24,000 area. So let's get a green bar, green bar, green bars to get up through here, or come back and retest for some support after we couldn't get through here. So we'll see what happens as this play out. We've got another week of trading coming up. Full week of trading. I'm sorry, not another week, but we have a full week of trading coming up. So look forward to that. All right, next up is silver, and silver is pushing higher. Ran into some resistance at about $42.29. And all right, 429, 42.29. Now it looks like it wants to go up and try it again. Got the 8 and 9, or 8s coming up to act as support. Got the 20 that's kind of lagging back, but it is heading in the same direction. So we'll see how it works out. If it has enough to push up through 42 heading to 43, or if we're going to run into some resistance again and come back down here and recheck for some support like the other one. I believe like it was gold or whatever, it just blew right through and just kept going. So we're either going to come back and retest with support, or we're going to pull back in here somewhere about halfway between these two bars and head up and retest again to go higher. So that's silver. Next up is going to be the Dow, and the Dow Was looking pretty strong here with this bar coming here. We didn't take this bar out. We're about 50% of this bar still in the trade. So the Dow looks like it still wants to go higher. It's confirming this recent high as support. All right. So yeah, look for the Dow to continue higher. 200's heading up, 150 heading up. They're pretty good distance between here and the 20, but the 20 and the 8s are pretty close. And the Dow tends to respect the 8s and the 20. Um, and then, of course, when you run into some resistance and you get a sell off, and then we get back into it. Now we're heading back up again. All right. So that's the Dow. And last but not least is the corn. And corn is trying to push higher. Got some support going in the 8s. You got the 20 coming up. And we're going to see what happens with that. Got our 200s coming down and our 150s, so we got some overhead resistance coming in, but we do have the strength of the 8s and the 20 coming up to act as support underneath. So that's all I got for you for the major indices. We're going to take a look at our trades that we have going on currently, which are our trade we're going to talk about at this time with this weekly weekend roundup is going to be none other than Tesla. And Tesla had a nice push up on Friday to close the week. Here on Friday, gapped up and took out this most recent rejection area or high, and but it couldn't close up there above it. All right, so we got as high as this one. This bar here is a high of 355.39, and we got as high as 355.87. All right, so we got about 50 cents higher than this previous high, but we couldn't seal the deal. So we're gonna have to wait and see what happens on Monday when we open up. If we see a pull back into here in the after hours or pre-market, then you might want to start loading up. Um, that's just a thought that I'm thinking of doing. I'm not suggesting that you do anything of that sort. As what you decide to do is you're the CEO of your trading platform or trading, so you make your own decisions. But looks like a good area to 338 or so, 337, 336, somewhere in that range. All right, so just look for a range in here between. I want to give it between this as low as this bar here. This bar low was 331, so 331 and 338 or 339, 331, 339 is probably the area where you might want to pick some up, and then of course set your stop at below this bar here probably. Okay, and if we get below this bar, then you want to be out of the trade, and make sure you when you do if you do get into this trade that you calculate how much you're going to risk on it based on this bar here. All right, you can even do this bar here if you want, but that'd probably be all I would, as far as back as I would go, would be the low of this bar here. All right, now personally, I'm going to be trading the TSLL, which is it's the, it's like in a bull the bull ETF, so it trades like Tesla does, but it's a cheaper. Of course, it's a bull. It's an ETF. It's a cheaper price, and so if you're wanting to trade Tesla, but uh, get as many shares of you as you would like, and at $13 as opposed to getting it at $300, then you can trade it this way. So this is the one I like to trade. Only difference is, as you can see, we got overhead resistance coming on the same daily chart. We have our 200, our 150, and all this stuff is overhead resistance. So we have a little more overhead resistance on this one. Now this is a 2x ETF, right? So um, it looks like Tesla as far as the charting is concerned, but supposedly it's more volatile, and I'm still trying to figure that part out. Maybe I don't know how that works, what makes it more volatile, but You know, I've been trading it, and I like it because it trades. As far as I can tell, it's trading the same as Tesla does. So um, whatever they're whatever is supposedly the volatility of this particular ETF, which definitely has been working for me. So let it work for you if you're not wanting to, spend the big bucks at on the actual Tesla stock at $350 is where it closed uh, on Friday. Where you can trade this one at $13 or $12, and you know, like I do, load the boat. But it's up to you. You do how you do. You like I said, you are in charge of your own destiny, and I'm in charge of mine. So that's all we got for today. Tesla is going to be to play. Looking to load up down in here at around $12 on this particular one. Um, and when it pull on the pullback, hopefully we'll get the pullback in the pre-market. Then that way, when we open up, it'll be nice and strong, ready to roll higher. We can just load up in there real good. But be careful because on this Friday they may have dumped all, and you may have dumped all their shares, and there may not be anything available. I got one to buy here, but that's going to change come Monday morning. I just like to stick that in there as a reminder of the one I wanted to play. And then I go to my monitor tab, and it shows me all the orders I have set out on the different stocks that I watch. So I put that there just as a marker. Um, you can bet that number is going to be higher when it comes time to when the market opens on Monday morning. All right. So that's all I got for you today. Um, I usually have my little splash screens and stuff pop up, but I got a new Mac this weekend, and I've been trying to figure this thing out, and I've been struggling with it. So hopefully everything looks good to you guys, and hopefully I can get this studio together. It's been a real challenge up till now. So thank you. Wish me luck. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, be careful out there. These markets are crazy.